Greetings everyone, this is Lodrik and this is a game War in the Pacific Admirals Edition, and today we're checking the play by email against Jochen. And this is now the 24th January 1942 turn. For me it is the Empire of Japan and Jochen play the Allies. Australia, New Zealand, Malayan, Filipinos, Indish, American, all this bunch of folk of free people they call themselves, but in reality they're only capitalists, enslaving all these poor people in the world to benefit their own pockets. So I am lending now a source of a SUBMARINE, simply because it's 1 hex away from SUBMARINE. Here is a Mark 14 submarine with a little luck, or yeah, with a lot of luck because it's a Mark 14. And it's only a small cargo ship, so I really not care too much. And if Jochen have always luck with my shitty small cheap ships, I will not complain, and if it spare my destroyers and cruisers, it's okay. Anyway, it's a ship again killed by a Mark 14, what is normally very, very unlikely. We have here so many submarines all around Georgetown, 4 or 5, Dutch and British. So I really must get rid of them, or at least damage them and send them back, before I can really operate heavy units in this direction of Rangoon. So here is now maybe also Mark 14, but can be also Mark 10. Anyway, miss, but I also cannot find the target, so I locate the submarine makes this emergency attack, and then then I must more or less break my attack on the submarine, and this is enough time for to escape. This is more or less, I think, the tactic behind this. Hit but no explosion. Okay, this time I was a little lucky, but I mean I would say this is 90%, so here's only ASCM, so mine, tender. I only bring it to the spaces to later if I have mines, and now I have no mines, so. But I would normally create in all of the spaces some minefields, simply to have a protected area I can go out of Tokyo. Here I can intercept a cargo ship, nothing really big. I'm also not sure if it's going in or out. Looks like a 4 or 6 point cargo ship. And after many days of no sinking, at least one. But far too little to really have an impact. I only can say, okay, it had escort, and the escort was sleeping, and the ships go down. So each of us lost a cargo ship. Now this is a trusty. I think this is a British. Yeah, looks orange. Orange is the British. The most evil nation maybe in the world. Everyone know. If they stay out of the First World War, then we have a better order. Or we have the same order we have now. Who knows? Only the British have still the empire, and the German have the empire, and everyone is happy. But okay. I have here the modification 2 already, so I can hurt the submarine, but it's still, the skipper is too good or my destroyers are too bad. Again, Mark 14. This is normally the possibility to damage this ship, and I make 2 hits. Yeah, 2 hits, maybe not enough. And here we have a Dutch sub. So there's a Dutch sub near to Takao. Still, nothing happened. And again hit or no explosion. A lot of sub activity still. Most of time with no real outcome or real big impact on the war. And here, so many American submarines. I still using my sub hunters. I create here maybe a hit. And the sound effect of a killed Navy search or recon kill. And I think it's maybe American one. Still cleaning. Juncture, first sweep, follow up with the airstrike. Again striking the airfield. I only try to keep the damage report of the airfield over 10 or 20 at least, so I can make sure that there's always repair ongoing in this hex. And okay, no supply hit, but one-way hit and other stuff. And here this Chinese unit is in open terrain, so I use the moment to try to kick it a little. Yeah. Because if I throw bombs on this hex, it makes no sense. There's heavy terrain and this unit is addicted. Now the Russians are coming. Russian airplane, Chinese pilots. And somehow they can bypass my cap fighters. But maybe on the way out. Yeah. So the bombers are coming in 3,000. And I think my zeros are operating in 15,000. And then I think the game compare maybe the speed of my fighter against the bomber and the altitude difference. And if the altitude difference is simply too great, then I cannot catch up fast enough before the bomber is out of the hex. More or less. Something like this. And the good thing is only, okay, at least I can kill them after his strike. And this is SP3, so they're dying easily. And every one I can kill now cannot bother me more in the future. There are still these B-17s here in China. But, at least something for a little action. On the right side, I guess. So maybe I can kill at least half of them, or even more. Of course, they create some damage on my units, but I would say this is acceptable. In the long run, it's always good. 3 more. Oh, nice. Come. I still have some ammunition left. Oh, unbelievable. These Russians are really... The terror attacks are soon over. Now the PBEM is alive. I hope he don't escape. Yeah. Good. Air combat is done. And why? Simply there's no one left. Good. Yeah, even more. Jochen really want the... I think Jochen is really like a Russian commander now, or a Chinese commander. He throw everything on me and only try to overcome my superior number, and maybe not the numbers, but my equipment, my training, my tactics. He only throw the numbers and try to survive the day. Keep his terror regime one day longer in charge. But justice soon will strike. And again. After all this miserably and defeat in Changsha, setback. It was not a real defeat. It was only a... I think there was a traitor in my lines. There must be some traitor, some Chinese spy give you some information to Jochen's side and tell him where I strike and how I strike. Or it's impossible. The Japanese cannot be defeated by Chinese. And maybe one more hit on the submarine. Maybe. So I think 3 reported hits on submarines today. If out of this 3 is 1 a true hit, that's okay. Still so many scout planes everywhere around. Okay. Now my airstrike on airport. Airfield. Maybe one of the last. But there's still flak coming up, so the Allied forces still have enough supplies to try to use their anti-aircraft. Nothing. And the full on. This was a good strike, yes. Okay, now the American terror bombers are returning. And there is really nothing I can do against them. In best case, I can only create a 1-to-1 kill ratio, but I can also not stop them. There's simply too many. Yeah, and my zero is getting less and less and less, and I still cannot really create any hit, so I think it's time. It's repeating and repeating and repeating. I still have no airbase in this hex, so I don't have the numbers to really force this B-17s to return to base. The good stuff is, well, let's say, factor is here the thunderstorm, so maybe there's not too much damage this B-17 can create. A little, but this I can accept. 1-0 lost, but maybe the pilot can survive because it's my hex. And out of this many damage B-17s, maybe one will crash. Then I'm fine. But of course it's still the bombing strike is still there. My units will still suffer. Once more, a Dutch submarine. Once more, nothing will happen. Here is a big cargo ship, but for some reason, I mean, not super big, but I miss it. Shit. Not sure why the submarine only launched 2 torpedoes. Maybe there was escort, so the sub had not enough time. Normally, it's very strange. Okay, some bombardment. Okay. I think 2 or 3 turns in the future I will change the setup, then this is not more so slow. But now still must accept it. So there is some counter battery fire still. I have here some disabled vehicles, but only one gun destroyed, one vehicle destroyed. And I can, if I have this kill ratio of 1 to 10 against in this artillery battle, and Jochen have double than guns. So Jochen always have much more guys, more guns. He always play the number game. He always try to overcome with purely quantity, and I try to use tactic and quality and of course protection by heavens. Anyway, let's see. The next bombardment is coming now, and this will also need time. Okay. Again, many shells, not really much impact. Yeah. And this is now the third big bombardment. I still, here in Clarkfield, I don't know how often I attacked already, but a little I mean, this is the second game I ever played against a human player. I had 2 test games with AI more or less, and this was easy to win. Late summer, I always won already. And then I played the dojo game. That was also smooth, and I don't say it was easy, but it was smooth and working well, because I was at that. With the dojo game, I was not so successful in Malaya, but I was here successful because I was able to split the American forces between Manila and Clarkfield, and this was not possible here. Jochen more or less retreated immediately from day 1 or day 2, all his forces to Clarkfield, and now this is a big force. He have 900, I think, defensive attack value, and he sit on this triple terrain. So, and I have just barely, I think, maybe in best case 4 times the attack value, but not completely, 3.5. And it looks like it's really not enough to win this. In reality, I think the Americans, they first give up in April, beginning of April. So if I can maybe win this up in the first week of February, I'm still fine and 2 months faster than originally. I was 1 month maybe faster in Malaya. I try to be 2 months faster here in the Philippines at least. So latest 4th February, I must take Clarkfield and Bataan. I don't believe that Bataan is a big problem, because Bataan is only in double terrain. It's really only Clarkfield. So this bombardment was more or less nearly completely wasted. I destroyed 4 vehicles and lost 1 of my guns. Okay. So this turn was nothing too special, I would say. I don't know if it's a good turn or a bad turn. I think at the end nothing really happens. What is important? The air war was maybe okay. So I killed 17 of these Chinese-Russian bombers. I also killed 2 B-17s, so get rid of them, and 2 Catalinas. So this is, of course, and these are all twin or quad points, so this is more or less 19 double, because there are 2 engines, and these are twice 4 points. So a lot of points out of the air war. I also lost a bunch of everything, and 1 flying tiger also get lost, but only ops losses. So at the end, this was a good air war, and at the sea nothing really happens. I lost a 2-point cargo ship, Jochen lost a 6-point cargo ship, but we allies producing 3 or 4 times more ships, so that is nothing, no impact at all. And the land war was inactive. So still, so long I have a 10-to-1 kill ratio for army, I'm fine. And I'm coming closer to the 2-to-1 kill ratio at air. Good. So here still this submarine is here looking. I have here 1 small base, but I have here only 9 mines. Simply I have no mines. I can show you. I'm so low on mines. Here's my pool of mines. So this is the 88 mines are submarine mines. I must first create a little more pool, because it makes no sense to use 1 or 2, 3 submarines for mines. If you want more mine, you need 100 or 200 mines together. And the 93 is, I don't know more. The surface mines is normally the number 4. This is surface mines. 88 is submarine mine. And 93, I'm not more sure what is 93. And type 9 is air mines. So I get this first end of 42. I can then use twin engine bombers to mine enemy ports. But this is first end of 42. So this is really the problem. I simply don't produce enough mines. I think I produce, is this correct? 2 mines per turn. That is nothing. So, Naja, anyway. So in China we have no big change. Oops, this is Russia. Only because long time I don't talk more about this, but I'm coming very close to Hami. So 2 turns I will arrive in Hami. Then maybe in 3 turns I can take Hami. I don't know if there's something. And then I can maybe get Urumqi, and I think this is the only really important. Here is some oil and a little resources, but the oil is good. Oil for me, no oil for the Chinese, and this is only points. So this city is normally important. Here is something, then I will go down. Here's also nothing. If I can take this city, then I take some additional resources, and then I have this link with this road, and I have the highway and this small support road. And of course, here I think this is heavy mountains. Here are for sure Chinese units, because these are the core cities. I'm not sure if I can ever go there, so I maybe only use these units to take this Mongolian area, and then it's fine. You see, no change here. I bring here 1 unit in, and I bring here a unit in, so that I can control all these hexes, so that I maybe have here more freedom to operate. But it's all heavy mountains and slow. Jochen is coming here behind me from 2 sides, and I'm not sure if I can go out of this hex before he arrives here. I think we will block each other, and these units are all broken, so then I think my paratroopers will jump out to this hex, and then I must bring them back to Shanghai maybe and let them regroup. This whole operation was successful. I took the base, but I was not successful to take Changsha. It must work together. Take this railway, take Changsha, and then normally break through. This was my idea. But somehow some traitor gives this information to the Allied side, and then my whole operation breaks down. No. Spies are everywhere. Here in the source, Kukong is still... the battle is not over, let's say this. Not sure how long I can hold this. Yeah. Here is nothing. I have submarines. They find here was a cargo ship, even 2 cargo ships, a tanker. Cargo ships or tanker. But I here create no hit. After the successful operation of Malaya, I can now bring all the 25th Army back to Singapore and prepare for the next steps. I will maybe create and bring this army to... I have 3 options: Java, Sumatra, or go for Rangoon, or some secret operation. I'm not so sure. But I lent here the 15th Army. This is a small army. More or less the smaller army from Malaya. Only based on 2 regiments and 1 division. And the problem is, I'm landing here, and I will maybe more or less move directly on Surabaya, because I see here running away, so maybe he don't want to defend Surabaya. Surabaya is only clear terrain, so not easy to defend. The biggest problem is only that the unloading is a little slow. I have here already some stuff unloaded, but my division is still not finished. So you can see that most of the division, 100, 200, 200, yeah, these are 150, 350. So from 450 I only was able to unload 100 attack value. So I must wait maybe one more day to unload more stuff before I can go to Sorabaya. Or I try it without the forces, without my division, and only with the mixed brigade. But I'm not so sure if this is enough. I also bring here additional forces already because they need they need maybe 1 week to arrive in Sorabaya. And at that time I will take the base, and then I can bring here the equipment already, and I was able to more or less go here in and out without any airstrike, so maybe here's nothing more left. To make sure that here's nothing really crazy waiting for me, so I sent a smaller, this is only cheap stuff, or this is nothing really with value. Maybe the cargo ships are the most value. So I only sent a very small detachment unit, so 15 attack value or something like this, or 30, to try to take. Here's normally only a base force. I think there's no real attack value. 9 maximum, I think. So, but I will see how strong the enemy force is, and then I have a feeling. What else? I think here we sunk one of the submarines sunk a cargo ship near Nomaya, so I try to block what is possible to come out or go in Nomaya. And my carriers are nearly back. Next turn I am back, and then I must repair this. So I think this needs 1 week. Maybe it's the beginning of February I can move out the carriers again. But we will see next turn how long the repair needs really. Good. Anything else? Anything else? No, I think this is first enough. At the 1st or the 2nd of February I will make a longer turn, and then I can discuss again about industry and supply situation and R&D and all this stuff. Thank you all. See you. Take care. Bye bye.